Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a PayPal request for Nick. Thank you so much for the generous request. He wanted a commentary and I believe a review of this, so I'm not sure how good I will be on the commentary, but I'll do my best. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. And of course you can tell from the title, this is for the 2007 film Superbad, which in a way got remade. I do like this choice here with the old school Columbia Pictures logo. It's a nice little touch there. I like when movies do that, when they use the old school studio logo, studio identification cards at the beginning of the videos. The movies, I should say, not just videos. Now, like I was saying before, they kind of remade this, although they won't admit it, when they did that, they being Olivia Wilde and others did that film called Booksmart, which I reviewed, and I was not a fan of. I did not think it was funny. No, it's not because it stars women, it's because it's sucked as a comedy. I'm like, you know what? This is like the plot of Superbad. Instead of two guys as two girls, only it's not funny. This is actually genuinely funny. And while Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, not everything they do is a winner, they have a pretty good track record. I've enjoyed some of their stuff. I enjoyed This Is the End and some of their other movies. And the director Greg Mottola, he would go on to do Paul. I think Paul was actually a bit underrated. And what's sad is, I thought Paul should have gotten the attention Ted did. I would rather have seen a Paul 2 than a Ted 2. But then here we have our two main characters, which one of the big points is that they are young high schoolers, and the way they talk, how shocking, how crazy they are. And we have our two actors. We have Michael Cera here, and then we have Jonah Hill. Michael Cera, he had not done much before this. He was like one of the younger versions of a character in Frequency. After this, he would be in Juno. He would be in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Sometimes he gets confused with Jesse Eisenberg, who was in Zombieland and such. And then Jonah Hill, before this, he had been in films like Knocked Up and others. Yeah, I'm sorry the Coen Bros don't direct the porn films I watch. I thought these two did have really good chemistry with each other. I think that's what made this work. Michael Cera's hot mom in it is pretty hot. Damn, them titties. Them titties ready to pop out. Jonah Hill was Jericho. It almost looked like he should be Shell in Friday the 13th Part 3. And man, now Jason's going to shoot him and take his hockey mask. I think it was the delivery of the lines. Just this offhand, Michael Cera, yeah, well, you know, I'm so glad you got to suck on your dad's dick. And then boom, that instant cut. Doesn't let it fester, doesn't let it lollygag around. That hard cut right after that line that I didn't see coming. That makes it even funnier. And yeah, I think these two do a really good job, and did lead him to do other films. But the girls in Booksmart, I'm sorry, they did nothing for me. Just didn't think they were funny, didn't think they were entertaining, and again, Booksmart just seemed like a wannabe version of this, and not as funny. Yeah, you keep dreaming that, man. You ain't gonna live there ever, especially in the Me Too movement and PC cancel culture. You ain't living there. Sorry, that's my fear when he requested this, is that with a comedy you want to listen to the dialogue, you just just sitting here laughing at the thing. I would like to do one of those things. I wish I could have like the movie right here, but it would get flagged. Although some people, they do those reactions where it's like 20-minute collage of reactions, but again, people are asking for an actual commentary. Can you stop being a pussy? Can you get this for me? Can you stop being a pussy? You need Oh, and funny enough, the character's name is Seth, and one of our writers is Seth Rogen. I know I mentioned that they started the script when they were Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. They started the script when they were 13 years old, and they wanted to see if they could write a movie. And so they wanted to. Of course, they revised it throughout years and years. The lead characters, Seth and Evan, are named after writers Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. Even says they're in the trivia. The word fuck is used 186 times. Eminem has said that this is his favorite movie of all time. Interesting. That's probably how one of the reasons how Eminem got to be in that movie, The Interview. Hey, you get the word with Seth Rogen, who wrote this film. Or at least in the film that he's in. His scenes were across from James Franco. But still. Yes, I looked at your titties. You okay? Although to me, if it's not over 18, then no thank you. At least to me, no thanks. I'm trying to look at trivia if there's any interesting note. Christopher Mintz-Plasse was 17 at the time. Early drafts of the script were read during production of Judd Apatow's series Undeclared. Took many years of rewrites to add heart to the humor. Yeah, just Judd Apatow was a producer of this. Because Seth Rogen was in the show Freaks and Deets, which was a big Judd Apatow show. I say big as in it's down a big cult following. Yeah. Man, Peter Brown's Bruce Lee shirt, that ain't cool. Bullshit, du vet. Michael Cera was 18, Jonah Hill was 23 when he did this. Huh. That is one joke I think they did miss out on. I know this seems random, but bear with me. In Zombieland 2, there's a moment where they're supposed to be like they're doubles, where they see people who seem like they're doubles. If they actually cast Michael Cera as the reflection of Jesse Eisenberg, I think it would have gotten a bigger laugh, but either they said no or and this was a star-rated turn of Jonah Hill. I do like him. A lot of people don't like Jonah Hill, but I do. But yes, excuse my language. I'm laughing because I thought Jonah Hill, that whole conversation there, it worked because I thought in a weird way it was believable, but it was sincere in his delivery. It didn't seem phony or fake. And just how he said homemaker's bullshit, but he's like, I'm sorry, I don't mean this, your profession, but it's bullshit. People did this just in A, and I'm sorry for cursing, and it's BS. I'm sorry for cursing, and just it's only a couple days left of school. Give me a fucking break. I apologize for cursing. It's just that wide-eyed sincerity that he believes what he's saying. It seems more natural than scripted, but it's also a character that is saying these things, but he's not trying to be mean or rude. He's just being honest. And I didn't get any of that in Booksmart, but I got out of this. And I was saying before, a lot of people don't like Jonah Hill, but yeah, not all the films he's been in were. So you say that with every actor, but with Jonah Hill, I liked him in The Wolf of Wall Street. I've liked him in other productions like This Is the End, and I didn't like The Watch, but he wasn't the problem with that movie. The Sitter, in fact, I don't think Jonah Hill was the problem. It's just the script. It was a bad script. The Sitter was a bad wannabe think adventures in babysitting, but would be R-rated and raunchy. Only it wasn't funny. I think Jonah Hill can be funny. This shows it, among others. That was a film again. I think it had a bad script. And this other lady's Emma Stone. I believe this was her first film. I believe it was her first film, Emma Stone. She's gone, of course, to do a lot of stuff. Metro Sarah's pie, but Jordan Hill's pie looked like shit. Now, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, who plays McLovin here, sadly, I think he's one of those guys that he only works in roles like this. Granted, he might have been able to work in the Fright Night remake, but if utilized better, it's just there's not a lot of stuff I've seen him in that I'm like, oh, he's great, like in this. What was the film like? Oh, like the Kick-Ass movies. Eh. He's one of the voices in How to Train Your Dragon. Let's say he was in the Fright Night remake. But again, there is a reason why more people still think of him from this. And maybe he's a guy that, again, needs the right script for it to work. Or it's just only a certain role is appropriate for him. And this was it. I believe this was the first film he had done, Superbad. And sometimes that's the thing with actors is that they'll make that first impression and it'll never... They can live off a while off that first impression when it comes to a movie. It just stick for years and years. But then it kind of dwindles where, oh, I read... In a way, kind of like John Heater. Although I like John Heater more than that guy. But John Heater was a guy that some people hate Napoleon Dynamite. I love Napoleon Dynamite. I really have a lot of fun with that movie. But that was the first big thing broke out. After that, he was in films, but just he didn't quite work in School. Was it School of Scoundrels or School for Scoundrels? It was called School for Scoundrels. That film didn't quite work. He did another movie. I forgot what the hell it was called. Or what was the baseball one? The Bench Warmers. And they just didn't quite work. Again, I like John Heater, but it's just like, eh. I know he's in the new Tremors movie, which I didn't see. But, again, sometimes you can have dialogue, but if you don't have the right actors at the right moment, it doesn't work. And here, the reactions between the two is what makes this silly, juvenile, weird idea work in a weird way. Where he's telling the story about how as a kid he always would just draw pictures of dicks. And the way the Sarah goes, dick? Like a man dick? Apparently these drawings were made by David Goldberg, Evan Goldberg's brother. There were close to 1,000. Only a handful were featured in the movie and closing credits. Ooh, Ghostbusters lunchbox, alright. A cartoon Ghostbusters, that is. Well, he didn't throw it, the other guy did. Yeah, how the hell do you know what it is? I think just this weird. Sorry, I'm just watching the film again. Oh, what an asshole. Also, nice touch of Jonah Hill's character wearing a Richard Pryor T-shirt. I have to wonder how many people saw this and didn't know who that was on the T-shirt, which is sad, but sad I can see that being the case, because how many people, well, people know who Richard Pryor is, but I'm just wondering how many younger people know who Richard Pryor is. Do you think of Richard Pryor? He was big in the 70s and somewhat big in the 80s. But then in the 90s, nothing, and then he passed away. Just one of those sad things, but he's there for a lot of things. But you want whiskey, you want scotch, you want the Bruce Willis alcohol, the golden, what the hell is that? I was going to say golden grams, that's not it. I forget what the hell the Bruce Willis alcohol, the one that he had in his commercials. He sang like even a little song when he was Bruno. Remember when Bruce Willis was Bruno? I can't believe I forgot what the fuck it was called. For some reason I want to say start with golden, like golden sheaves or golden. Fuck, I forgot what it is. And for some reason, just that one little thing where it's like, okay, right in the middle of talking, okay, we don't want things to be too static of these two people talking through this long conversation, probably a lot of ad-libbing going involved. Okay, add in a bit where he's got to kick a soccer ball just to create some kind of physical energy to break any monotony someone might feel of two people talking in the middle of the field. Now that I believe that was James Franco's brother. I think that was Dave Franco, who would be in 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street, among others. I'm looking through other bits of trivia. You fucking asshole. Get to ride the fucking stands. They were concerned early on that Michael Cera's just wasn't doing anything with the character and wondered if he needed more energy or if it would read on camera. We had to get a 30-foot screen for the video village so we could see what he was doing. His subtle, comedic style and quickly made themselves known. Advanced buzz was so strong for this film that Judd Apatow was billed as the producer of Superbad in trailers for Walk Hard, The Dewey Cox Story, and Joe Bit Taylor, which were released before and or which were Oh, actually, yeah, those films were coming out while this film hadn't really come out yet. They said, oh, for trailers, put that in there because they just guessed this film would be a big hit. McLovin. This is sorry. The scene where that I'm on is McLovin got the ID, the fake license, fake driver's license, where your picture looks like a future pedophile, and you say you're 25. Why didn't you just say you were 21? And McLovin, what are you, Seal? Why you have a one name? What are you, an Irish R&B singer? Just love how Joel just gets so pissed at him. Wonder what game was that? Oh, you said the Lara Croft Tomb Raider poster in the background, the Goon. Which I remember someone doing like an anime trailer for someone called the Goon. Might have been that. Got some stereo systems. Oh, Dartmouth. Well, you look like Chris Farley. Maybe you shouldn't be fucking playing because you suck. Don't suck at the video game and you won't die. So we got Donna Level looks like a future PE teacher. Jonah Hill looks like he stole Clint Black or Garth Brooks' outfit. Christopher Mintz-Plasse looks like he's going to be to the fryer. Good shopper. I guess the thing they have to make up something so that just if you use like Target stuff, there's more money you gotta pay for it. Got Paul Blart Mall Cop there. You wanna steal the old lady too? Is that old lady gonna steal some shit? Huh. Old lady, can you steal some shit from me? Which is funny, just technically, again, didn't this say Jonah Hill was like 23 when he did this? So he would look that. Like, what was the whole daydream that he? Oh, everything's fine. Here's $80. I don't know, just his daydreams are just so innocent. I didn't just so innocent. The whole. Oh, maybe an old one will do buy for me. The whole. I don't know, just something about it just. It makes it so you can't make the character so consistently unlikable and raunchy. Some innocence is actually alright with it. Of course, you got that more melodramatic thing. You know what's sad? And that's actually a pretty good makeup effect. And that's sad. This comedy had a better effect than horror films I've seen lately. Which is pretty fucking sad. Even though this is a 2007 film, they definitely seem to try to have that 70s vibe with the music, the soundtrack, as well as the early Columbia logo in front of it. I think also with the kids, they're more relatable because they're not pretty boys. You know what I mean? They're either too big, too thin, too nerdy, all this stuff. So what the big time media would call infallacies, or it's not three Brad Pitts. voice attracting. Yes, he does. He has the fucking face-off machine. Just as Jason Statham and Spy. Just go to the face-off machine. It'll take your fucking face and steal it. I will wear it and I will like it. Oh shit. Yeah, the thing with these stores, they do have to be very adamant on checking IDs because it is one of those things that if somehow, which is true, if you work somewhere and you sell it to someone who is under the age, you do get into serious trouble. Not just, oh, you get a slap on the wrist or fired, as in criminal prosecution too. That's why people are very adamant on making sure the IDs are right and IDs are correct. And they check your ID. Or, no, I should say that. If they, if you look at the, how do I put it? If they give you a fake ID, I think they're more lenient if you got it wrong, but they showed you a fake ID. But if you didn't even ask to begin with, then you did a lot more serious trouble. How would they know? Well, you got cameras around and stuff like that. Anyway, like people give a shit. But honestly, I wouldn't even ring it up. I would have checked the ID first, which is what you would do. If you think someone is this young, you would check the ID first. Hmm. See, if you shut up and just let her do it, then maybe she would have bypassed it. Yeah, you're 25 years old, huh? Who's this girl? Wanna be Paris Hilton? Yeah, but I have problems for carrying your fucking needle around. No, I'm just kidding. What's up? Yes, I'm from Hawaii. Oh shit. He got knocked the fuck out. Of course, circumstances abound. They think that's for one thing, was even though it's for another. Of course. There's Seth Rogen. The other guy, it was Bill Hader. No, I can't remember his damn name. I mean, I would say these cops, they're alright, but I'm less interested in them than our main characters. And I do wish that McLovin was able to hang out with the other two for the rest of the movie. There's really, after this, the movie becomes two films. It becomes the films with these three, McLovin joining these two cops, then becomes the movie with Jonah Hill and Michael Cera. To me, that's more interesting than this stuff. Now, there's some fun stuff with this as well. It's just, I do prefer, well, to see McLovin more with the two main characters. Come on, these cops aren't this stupid. Come on. Also, in a way, like the rest of the movie, it's funny and exaggerated, but the people felt more real still. While these cops, they feel like nobody would be this stupid in real life. Unless they just completely fucked with this person on purpose. But I mean, obviously there's something more to these cops because at the end of this whole thing, they do say, "Hey, we knew that you were not really McLovin, and hey, we knew that the ID was fake and stuff. Like we knew it." So I did. Now that I think about it, by the end, you do realize they have been purposely going along with this. Just remember that now because it's been a while since I've seen this. But that's the thing with movies. So many movies that come out, it's hard to keep up and a rewatchability of films. One of the party. Again, I apologize to Nick. This isn't much of a comedy. It's hard to do a commentary for a comedy. Because the thing is that okay, the previous commentaries I had done would be Steven Seagal's Out for Justice and Friday the 13th Part 6. Those two, you talk about like the history of Steven Seagal and action films of the 90s and 80s, or Friday the 13th, all the Friday the 13th films and slasher films in general. Here, I'm not an expert on teen comedies. There's quite a few I enjoy. Even back in the day, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, The Breakfast Club, among others. And sadly, with comedies today, there are comedies that get made, but man, a lot of them are just, in my opinion, just not that fucking funny. Whether it be the Vacation reboot, that's actually quite a few years ago. You have stuff with Kevin Hart, you got stuff with like fucking Booksmart, which I didn't think was funny at all. You got Melissa McCarthy stuff. I mean, I'm trying to think like, okay, not many films came out in 2020, but I forget what it was called. It was these two ladies, and it had something to do with perfume, a perfume company, and I think Selma Hayek was a higher up that somehow gets it stolen from our two leads. I think Selma Hayek was kind of the villain. I forgot what the hell the movie was called. I think Tiffany Haddish was in it or something. Do you? I don't think you know either, buddy. I think you have your head somewhere called an ass, vicinity of Assville. Maybe you need to get your head out of it. But like Booksmart, they're two people that go from point A to point B to point C as they're getting out of high school and they're getting ready for college, and then by the end of it, our two main characters, they split apart and go their separate ways. See, that's what I mean. You have your two films. You have this one with our two leads, then you have the stuff with the cops. It's none of your fucking business, guy. Just drive. Who gives a shit who's on the phone? Not your business. Emma Stone, she would be in films like La La Land, which I reviewed on the channel, on plenty of others. Fuck is this guy's problem driving? Just drive the car. Sure, people be like, what the fuck is MySpace? These nowadays. It's like, does anyone use MySpace anymore? I know the reason the two cops, well, not the reason why they're in the strip, but like the cops are taking this guy, just, hey, you remind us of how we were when we were kids. so we want to show you a good time. I wish I would wake up and everything was covered in semen. Well, guess we have different fucking dreams, Seth Rogen, but okay. Yeah, I can find many movies that reference Attack of the Clones for anything. Even Disney Star Wars don't reference Attack of the Clones. And again, I wouldn't say they're bad in these scenes. It's just that are not really my favorite parts of the movie, and I'm like, okay, it's all right, but let me get back to our two lead characters. And part of me is like, yeah, I do wish McLovin had more scenes with these guys and the back and forth and the chemistry all three had with each other. And I would say, well, again, I do quite enjoy this film. I do think the first half of this film is stronger than the second half. Now, don't get me wrong, there's still fun stuff in the second half of this movie. It's just the first half really had the explosion of humor between these two people as they're dealing with school and their home life and just all the. I think because in a little bit, even these two kind of separate from each other and they're on their own little separate storylines. I do think they work better together, but we're not there yet. Still at this crazy party. First, I thought he was wearing a Star Trek uniform. The guy in yellow. He's asking, "What the fuck you doing here?" Back in the day when you had phones with cords, people might not know what the hell a phone with a cord is. That's definitely obsolete. A phone with a cord in it? Holy shit. Must be using typewriters. Well, they don't do lynch 'em? No. Welcome to Thunderdome, bitch. Your ass is fucking grass, man. There ain't no truce to this. Right in the clincher. Yeah, get the beer and get the fuck out. And that's just in the drama layer where you're bailing on me. Well, what, I'm supposed to tag along with you? Because ultimately there's going to be some kind of fallout. Just like what happened in Booksmart. Which is a lot less fucking funny than this. Yeah, I just don't get as much comedy or humor or as laughter out of this stuff as I did in the first half of the movie. I think the actors are fine. It's funny. I saw one review mention this was like out of a police academy when it has these cop stuff, and I could kind of see what they mean. Like maybe more of the first police academy one. Just go get the booze and get the fuck out, man. With your Johnny Cash shirt. Becca, huh? Fits your fucking reception, man. I think he just said he wants to bitch slap you. Which is a shitty reception. I will say for a comedy, it's a bit long as well. I mean, this is almost 2 hours, and normally with a comedy, it seems like you want maybe 90 minutes, maybe 100 minutes. When it was pushing the 2 hours, let's push it a little bit with that, just a little bit with 2 hours. It's like that, what, hour and 58 minutes? There's a little bit pushing. You have period blood, buddy. Put two and two together, they equal four. Four skin and 7 periods ago. Just leave. Throw up later. Throw up later. Leave. Just leave. Just leave. It's not on your fucking face. You're not handcuffed. Just leave. God damn. Why the fuck do you go that way anyway? You're going to the basement. Why the fuck do you don't go from the basement? Shit. Man, back in the day when you have VCRs, VHS tapes. See, back in the day, folks, we had this thing called VHS tapes where you had to put stuff in. You had to do stuff like rewind and fast forward. Yeah, too much information, man. Don't care about your penis or tips or anything, man. Totally care to hear about this shit. You were involved with it? Well, that sucks. Good for you. Prostitution. Dissolution. So far, you was wonderful so far. Till next week, when she's on her back on a van down by the river. Mysterious guy, yeah. Yeah. Awkward. Awkward with capital. Holy shit. $13 beers to go. Okay. There's been a steal. Holy shit. It's a shitload of beer. How the fuck do you want to carry all of them? Ah, okay. What the fuck? Tide? Alright, some alcohol and some fucking laundry detergent. It'd be such a great taste. You know, that detergent beer. You want some detergent beer? What is that? Head of the fucking Crypt Keeper? Holy shit. Did the cocaine I think that one guy I recognized too, the one guy that was standing up. No. Yeah, this guy on the left here, I swear I recognize him from Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. Could be wrong though. Fuck do I want to sing for this guy? I don't know him. He seems out of it. Like a bird, more like a bird dying. Gonna explode. You ever seen Stanners? Bird's gonna explode. You got more hair than face. Maybe you should cut it. So it's one of those cop cars that doesn't have any difference between the front or back seat. Usually, don't cop cars have dividers so that the criminal doesn't come around and choke you or something? I just decide not to do this because it'd be awkward to have scenes like this with a divider in between. See, that's what I mean. Like the first 45 minutes, I was laughing quite a bit, really enjoying it. After that, things kind of slow down when you get to this party, because it's just, okay, our characters split apart. There's some humorous moments, but it's just, I don't know. I just, it's more like, the first chunk of it is more character driven. It's just trying to be funny because of the characters here. I guess in a way they're trying to tell more of a plot. I guess you say a story in a way. So survival of this party. So we have Michael Cera singing, and these people are buying it for some reason. Well, they are high on cocaine, so I guess they would buy it. Well, Jonah Hill was dancing with a girl who got period blood on her, and now that girl's boyfriend's pissed at him. I guess they really thought Michael Cera's scene was funny since it's going on like forever. Oh shit. You don't want to fucking bled. He didn't do shit. Maybe she did a fucking tampon or garbage bag. Call a doctor. Call for the Pillsbury Doughboy. Maybe have a meeting between you and your vagina. Oh, that was smart. Call the cops where everyone is high on drugs. Well, she is drunk. What the hell do I expect? Well, I was saying before, I'm not really the best at commenters, as you've obviously seen and can hear. So I'm not really saying much of anything. But it's like, again, I'm not sure what I can do with a commentary on a comedy. Like I said, with comedies of today, they just don't really seem to have either relatability to the characters that you would see in comedies of the past, or just really, really gun-ho with the raunchy, as in, well, we're raunchy and the shocking, so automatically that's funny, and that's the only joke they do over and over and over again. Well, here, there's raunch, but there's, I mean, that weird drawing of dick scene. But it's not wall to wall just trying to stuff it as much as possible, like Dumb and Dumber 2 or the Vacation reboot stuff. Like here, there's still a certain heart to the characters, as well as the chemistry between chemistry between these people really do work with each other. Even the friction between these two characters is kind of the same that they try to do in Booksmart. Well, I keep harping on that because that got so much universal praise, and again, just to me, just seemed like an unfunny rip off of this. Good job, Michael Sarah. That like tore the fucking windshield. The love? You hit him with a fucking car. What fucking love? And yeah, I apologize for I'm not saying much of the comedy, but I don't really know what else I can talk about. I mean, pretty much the cops don't arrest these two so that they don't get in trouble. Spread your shit. What is this, Salo again? 120 Days of Sodom? Cigarette. You talking about a cigarette or a ditch, Seth Rogen? The fuck? What are you doing, Bill Hader? Speaking tons now? See, the next genuine laugh is when the three of them have in a way a scene together again. I just don't make a run for it. See, well, I guess I talk a little bit about Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen, I don't mind as an actor. I don't mind as a comedic actor. He has hit and miss movies like everyone else. I mean, I would say one of his worst ones would be The Green Hornet. Sausage Party. I could not get into Sausage Party at all. A lot of people enjoy it. I did not. I actually really enjoyed Observe and Report. I think that's actually I would say his most underrated one would be Observe and Report. Because no one ever talks about that movie, but I thought that was really solid. This is a fun film. I like This Is the End. I reviewed The Interview. I did not mind that film for what it is. I didn't mind The Interview. I really liked Neighbors. The sequel was pretty disappointing though, but I liked the first Neighbors. The fuck? Get the fuck away from the fucking tent. Fucking Cousin Eddie is gonna try to put a bat up your ass. Oh yeah, I get a laugh out of that. It's like, he's fast to your life. He's fast to your life. And now the three are back together again. Again, enjoy more of that detergent beer. Nope. You fucked up. I mean, McLovin had a point. There's no big reason to not tell it. And yeah, I apologize. It's not much of a commentary. It kind of just lost steam after about, I don't know, about an hour or way before then. Fortunately, he didn't do anything. It was the McLovin got the booze, but people were patting him. Huh? I think for like pretty much what happened is, for if I remember correctly, she wants to have sex with Michael Cera, but she's too drunk, so Michael Cera's not going to do it, which makes sense. And I forgot what happens with I forgot what happens with Jonah Hill and the girl, because I keep getting that mixed up with 21 Jump Street. I'm like, does he get stabbed? No, that's actually 21 Jump Street that happens. Oh god, this song. I think this was in the trailer to Scary Movie. And then Rob Zombie did another version of this song, which I know was on. There was this thing long ago, this DVD that's called Boogeyman. It was like a compilation of slasher villains. And I think like Robert Englund did a commentary on it. Again, the DVD was called Boogeyman. Cool DVD cover, but it was like just random scenes of Candyman, Jason from Jason Goes to Hell, Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street, all sorts of stuff. They like The Guardian and Chucky from Child's Play 2 and stuff. Man, she's drunk as shit. Yeah, she is drunk as shit. Holy shit. Drunk as fuck. Okay, what you don't tell me? You don't tell me a secret? You don't tell me a party trick? Tell me a secret of the universe? Who killed Jimmy Hoffa? Is that the secret? I am surprised they don't have James Franco in this. Unless I completely missed him, but since James Franco was in a lot of their other stuff, again, I'm just surprised he's not in this. Because they have Dave Franco, they have others. But now that I think about it, that's right, he was doing Spider-Man 3 the same time. Spider-Man 3 came out in 2007, so that's probably why he was doing Spider-Man 3. Which is funny because I'm sure looking back, he would have preferred doing this to Spider-Man 3. At the time, they'd well, fuck, there's Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 2 is so successful. Sam Raimi, I have more to do now. But then Spider-Man 3 became such an embarrassment that killed that franchise. That's why there's no Spider-Man 4, 5, 6. Believe me, if Spider-Man 3 was as successful and as praised as Spider-Man 2, there would have been a Spider-Man 4, no matter what. But because Spider-Man 3 was looked at as an embarrassment, like, nah, we don't do a reboot. Let's wait a couple years, then we have the Amazing Spider-Man. Just what happened. I was talking about teen movies before. I mean, yeah, you got Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and you got various other films. I wouldn't say I grew up with teen comedies. Weirdly enough, the comedies I grew up with would be like Three Men and a Baby, Crocodile Dundee, Weekend at Bernie's, Jumpin' Jack Flash, The Golden Child, Beverly Hills Cop. Like, those were the comedies I grew up with. Or more silly stuff like The Three Stooges. Ernest goes to... Ernest saves... Ernest Dear Stupid. Ernest Saves Christmas. Abbott Costello. Stuff like that. Again, when I did watch a teen comedy, it'd be like Ferris Bueller's Day Off or something. But again, that's not what I... Not because I thought they were bad, it's just how it worked out that way. She does look pretty, and she's drunk off her ass. Holy shit. Pretty much these three are ready to get with these girls, and that's it. Yeah, what the You drink. You drink. And the ironic thing is that if he wasn't drunk, he might have gone with her. So that's the ironic thing of it all. He thought, man, she'd have to be drunk to be with me. In fact, if he was sober, he something would have happened. I think this is where she's gonna pass out, I believe. No, you're drunk as a fucking crazy skunk, lady. Sorry to break it to you. You're drunk as fucking hell. And people ask, no, I would never do that. Not with someone who's that drunk. Not just because it could be some legalities later, and also, I don't think she's 18, so no. Much prefer older. Oh shit. Picked up a wonderful storm of homebrew. Oh yeah. For a second there, I didn't realize we were in another scene. What the hell are you doing? See, a scene like that makes it. See, a moment like that makes it with heart, but it's also funny as well. Where when Jordan goes, you'd have to be drunk, because how could you ever How could I ever deal with you? I mean, look at me and look at you. There's no way you'd do anything with me if you were sober. So that, again, that sort of humbling. He knows who, what, when, where he is, but then you don't want to get too sappy, so you have that accidentally hit her in the fucking nose. And he's going to get his friend out of there. I'm not saying I need to see a sequel. I'm saying I am surprised they never did a sequel. Again, just because of how successful this film was, and there's still people to this day who quite enjoy the film. Like I said, I'm very surprised they never did try to do a sequel to this. But again, I'm fine with it not having a sequel because I would not even know what the story would be. And not all films need sequels. I was okay, Seth Rogen, he did Neighbors, really enjoyed Neighbors. Did a sequel, just wasn't nearly as good. Bad Santa, very fun movie. They did a sequel, Bad Santa 2, not nearly as good. In fact, I thought it sucked. Dumb and Dumber's great. Did Dumb and Dumber 2, thought it was a fucking horrible movie. A lot of times I do comedy sequels. I'm like, if you can't do it, don't do it at all. I'm just saying with the way Hollywood is, I'm surprised they haven't. You sure? Should be guided. Okay, again, that was pretty funny. Again, there are moments that worked with these cops. I will admit, these cop characters. Again, I would say of the qualities of the film, that's the lesser quality. But again, there are moments that do work with them. And again, this here where they showcase they're not as dumb as the movies made them out to be. Which is weird, because Bill Hader could be McLovin's father, with the face structure, the hair, the glasses. Yeah, he was ready to get laid and you fucked it up. But I think that guy with the glasses, who says that guy's a badass, I think he was also Kick-Ass's buddy in Kick-Ass, and he was in the Hot Tub Time Machine 1 and 2. And, with the story they wrap around with the asshole who spit the loogies, he finally got his comeuppance. So at least stuff like that, it does pretty good job with it. So now we're getting to our finale. We got about, what the end credits, like 15 minutes left. I think the end credits might be pretty lengthy now that I think about it. But again, to Nick, I apologize that this commentary wasn't much. My reviews aren't much either, but my commentary is even less so. So I'm just, yeah, pretty fun song. I think this song was in Better Off Dead as well, of John Cusack, which is another film I quite enjoy. One of my favorite John Cusack films. Cannonball. No, there might have been a different song now that I think about it. Yeah, I can't remember actually. Yeah, I think it was a different song. I don't remember the whole Cannonball thing and Better Off Dead. But it started the same vibe to the song anyway. Oh, natural real fire. Watch it, don't blow up. Maybe not. You know, it does make you wonder, like, what happened to these characters after the film? Like, what happened in their lives? Like, did McLovin become a cop with these guys? Did Jonah Hill and Michael Cera become friends again? And it's kind of one of those depressing things where, you know, it does happen in life, many times in life, but, you know, these two characters that you get the idea they were good friends and then they have to split together. Just makes it a little bit sad. I mean, I know this doesn't make sense, but it seems as if like the first half of the film is really mainly about these two characters, which I think is the best part of the film. And the second half, at times, it seems like it gets a bit too much into the whole cops with McLovin thing. Again, like it's like these two movies like battling out with each other. I think what people remember most is the stuff with these two guys. and not as much with the cops. Again, I wouldn't say the stuff with the cop, but in a way that could work in its own movie, perhaps. Maybe that's why by doing that, maybe this wouldn't have been 2 hours long. But that's really my only little nitpicks about the film. Nah, don't go on the rooftop. Think about it, just go to sleep. Yeah, I think it's time for you guys to just go to bed. You don't want the world to know, trust me. You don't need to know. Just go to bed. Just be quiet. Or kiss, or do something. Yeah, you two just pass out, go to bed. Anytime now. Any day now. Just go to bed. Sleep. Morning, afternoon, good night. Yeah, we did it, yeah. It was like a tripod, yeah, we did it. But even this, I thought was handled better than it was in Butch. Like Butch Mars, just like, okay, we're gonna split up. Oh, you know what? I'll wait for another plane, and then boom, cut the black. It's like, what? Here, you really get the full summation of, okay, they're gonna split apart with each other, but things will be okay with their possible new girlfriends. Yeah, you're right, I wasn't part of the date rape squad. Yeah, I wonder who made it. They really almost knocked her out. At least it's not the ending to Last American Virgin. Which that has to be one of the, I guess you'd call, most daring endings for a teen comedy, where the guy doesn't get the girl and he's been fucked over and he goes home crying, and then the movie's over and you're like, what? That's the end of the movie? Holy shit. I do appreciate them doing that, but in a way it does that to let us fully know that's kind of what I don't want in these type of movies. But I get, I respect what it did, but yeah, I already did that review of The Last American Virgin. I just say I like this more than that. Yeah, it'll work. I don't know why. Now the song that popped up, "You'll have the time of your life." I don't know why that song popped up in my head. I think it was a Green Day did that song? I forgot who the hell did that song now. Not Green, what? Fuck, I forgot who. Although you do know you guys could just call on the phone, you know. Nowadays you just talk on Skype each day or Zoom or anything else, but you know, just saying. So again, nowadays you just talk on Skype or Zoom and again every other day or every week or something. But yeah, this was 2007. Jonah Hill, Michael Cera, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, Bill Hader, Seth Rogen, Emma Stone. Dave Franco. It was Dave Franco. And then all those crazy pictures of dicks. Followed with that, Mark Rogen, sure related to Seth Rogen. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say. I still think it's a funny movie. I will say I do think the first half is much funnier than the second half. I think that's why, while I do enjoy the film, I don't think it's one of my favorite comedies ever. Because again, I think the first half, especially the first 30, 40 minutes, I think, are the funniest bits of the movie. After that, it kind of slides down a little bit with the introduction of the cops, and then our characters separate from each other, and it's more about the plot points to try and get to the party, stealing the stuff, stealing the alcohol, this and that. But still, it's still a fun comedy with some really good chemistry, star-making roles by people like Jonah Hill, and still made me laugh quite a few, at least in the first half, quite a few times. And it still has some heart to the characters as well. So again, I apologize for the lame commentary. I apologize, Nick. Hopefully I'll make up with the review, which will be next. But we will see you guys later and talk to you later. Bye-bye.